morning, class. My name is Nadia Atika, the disciple Azrin, and today I will be presenting and reciting to you all my chosen poem, Fingerprints. So I will be reading my poem first before we delve deeper into the intricacies of this poem. Sometimes you get discouraged because I am so small and always leave the fingerprints on furniture and walls. But every day I'm growing and I'll be grown someday, and all these tiny handprints will surely fade away. So here's a little handprints, just so you can recall exactly how my fingers looked when I was very small. So this is my poem chosen, and the author is Wendy Lin. Next, about the author. I discovered this poem from my mother, and I've been searching the internet about this author Wendy Lin and the backstory behind this poem. But unfortunately, I couldn't find anything about this poem online. There was no backstory, I didn't know anything about Wendy Lin, but still I chose this poem because it resonates and holds sentimental values in my heart. What this poem means to me. When I was small, my mom used to read this poem to me before bed. We would read it and discuss it together and think of activities that we can do together that resonates with this poem, which is hand printing or finger painting. 2 years ago, after I gave birth, I was suffering with postpartum depression, which is a normal type of mental health illness affecting pregnant and postpartum parents. So I was feeling very depressed and sad when I rediscovered this poem, and it reminded me about how fleeting childhood would be and how I need to step up and get help for my mental health so that I can be there and appreciate when my child is still little, because they won't be little for so long. For example, now she's already 3 years old. Now, before bed, I will read this poem sometimes to my child in hope that maybe one day she will hold this poem dearly as I am holding it. The values we can find in this poem is appreciation, love, growth, patience, living in the moment, and time. When we say appreciation, this poem, it reminds us to appreciate the small things and things that sometimes makes us angry with our children or makes us feel bad or guilty, when actually these small actions or these small things is something we should be appreciating now, because when they grow up it won't happen again. For example, cuddling in bed, sleeping together, going out for ice cream, and many more. And also, the values are love, which is the bond between parents and their child. It's also about growth, how children grow very fast and how we have to take in their growth and appreciate them at every level of their childhood. For example, when they were children and when they were babies, we have to appreciate them then, all the small things that we do for them. When they are toddlers, so when they are preschoolers and primary schoolers and high school, for each level of their growth, we have to be there and be there to support them and love them to thick and thin. The poem is also about patience, which is what most parents of small children nowadays sometimes lack, including myself. Because every day when we come home, we see the house is scattered with toys and fingerprints and paints and everything scattered around. We feel very sad and angry and tired, and sometimes we lash out on children. But in reality, we have to be patient because this is their time for them to grow up, for them to explore. And we just have to be there and be patient for them. This poem is also about living in the moments. Oftentimes, as a parent, I often think about the time when my child would be grown and how she could be helpful around the house, or how she would have to wear a diaper anymore, how we can stop breastfeeding because it takes a toll on my mental health. But in reality, living in the now is what's important for us because these things, these hardships, they only exist when they were little. And then when they're big, there are going to be other hardships. So we have to live now and experience it and relish it, be together, be strong, and live in the moment. And just enjoy it and don't stress. The last one is about time, the values of appreciating time. Because time is fleeting and it goes despite we not ready for it. If we're not ready for it, the time will still go along. So we have to be prepared. In this poem, there are three themes that I have concluded throughout all the modules in this subject. I've chosen themes. We're going to discuss about themes. What is themes? Themes is the overall compassing, the overall points, or the overall point of this poem. What are they trying to convey to us through this poem? From my understanding, after studying this course, is this poem has three themes: patience, family, and love, primarily. So for patience, we can see that the theme of this poem is patience because in the verse, sometimes you feel discouraged. The author intends to reflect on parents' tiredness in handling and cleaning up after their children. This is because children are often very messy and very fast in everything that they do. So parents, we have to be patient because sometimes we feel discouraged, but we have to feel courageous to stand up and help our children and love them despite their messiness or their tiredness or their nagging or the tantrum. We have to be there, we have to be courageous, we have to be patient. The next theme is family. The author touches upon the theme of family bonding. How little things that are trivial to us is actually something that holds sweet memories for us in the future. This reminds us to cherish the present. Like I said earlier, living in the now. Embrace the imperfections. Our child wants to play with paint. Our child wants to color on the walls. Or your child wants to play with their toys and scatter it all around the room. Family is about accepting that and being strong for them and being there for them and loving them despite all the imperfections. Because one day when they are grown up, they might leave us for their own life, they might stay with us, but we will still remember and think back fondly of these memories as a family. Another theme is love. This poem emphasizes the deep love between the parent and the child, conveyed through the tender act of preserving the child's handprint for keepsake. For example, I keep my child's handprints because it reminds me of how little the fingers were when she was little. These are the handprints of my child. You can see, this is when she was 1 year old. I still keep it and frame it on my wall so I can remember how she is grown up. So this poem really resonates deeply with me because I keep my child's handprints with me. So I can look at it every day and appreciate it and how far she's grown and look back at the memories fondly. So, for our conclusion, Fingerprint is a poem that beautifully captures the fleeting nature of the child. After reading this poem and examining its themes, I've come to my conclusion that this poem reminds us to embrace the fleeting childhood of our children. Our children won't be small for long, and they will be big soon enough. We are going to remember these moments with them. We would experience this again if we could. It reminds us to cherish the small, everyday moments that might seem insignificant now, but will become cherished memory in the future. It also encourages us to appreciate the present and recognize the value of love, patience, and family connections. By preserving these precious memories, as I did with my child's handprints, we can hold on to the essence of our loved ones and to the special times that we have shared. Hopefully, others who are listening to this presentation would appreciate this poem as I did, and how it resonates with me as a new parent, and how fleeting our children's childhood will be. That is all for today. I hope you enjoyed my presentation, and I hope we will meet again. Thank you.